Hello, it's Kadisha. I'm back with another video. I do have to apologize because I seem to want to film videos at night and I don't have the great lighting in here, and so of course it casts a shadow behind me. But however, I hope that does not deter us from the message that I feel like the Lord wants me to share tonight. So what is your excuse now? That has been the topic of, I would say, today. I got to go to a service where my mentor was actually having a book signing, and she talked about how the Lord told her to write a book back in 2017. No, 2007. I'm sorry, 2007. But she had this corporate job. She was climbing up, the corporate ladder, doing very well. She's like, Lord, I'm busy. I, have an orphanage. No, I don't know if she had the orphanage then, but that was something that later came. But she's still, working. But it was back in 2007 that the Lord allowed this to happen. But actually, I'm going to switch. On another note, we were talking about spiritual warfare and basically how spiritual warfare is beat right here. Oftentimes we think that when people are coming against us, that we're like, oh, that's spiritual warfare. But you don't realize that your mind, if once you control your mind, you can beat anything. And I've talked about this before when I say whatever we want to do, if we make up our minds to do it, our bodies have to follow. So that's the same thing in spiritual warfare. It's like learning right here that once I control this, then I realize I can beat anything. And that is what Jesus showed us when he was in the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights fasting, and the devil came to him. He had already made up in his mind, like, I know the word of God. I am the word. That's Jesus. He could say that. I am the word. So, he had already made up in his mind that I've already overcome whatever trick you're trying to play. And so that's just another thing that we have to consider. It's like when we're going through whatever situation it may be, it's like we have to, it starts here. And once you decide that, oh, I'm going to be over this, then that's when the only thing you have to do is walk it out. And of course, the Lord will guide you into that. But when going back now to what to do now, I mean, like, what is your excuse now? There we go. And the Lord made that clear to me. So maybe that's a confirmation for all of us or whoever's watching this video, that you've been too busy doing this, or you've had too much on your plate, and the Lord has allowed that plate to become empty. And now you have to maybe go out to get some more food, or you have to finagle what you have left, save what you have left, whatever it is. That's a metaphor there. And so I just want to encourage you that this is the time that is no more excuses. 2026, that's the year everybody's proclaiming something, and I'm proclaiming that this is your year, and this is your year to, you no longer have an excuse. So I was about to say, let your excuses stop you. It's like, no, now you have the time that you have been, the things that you've been putting on the back burner, you now have the time to be able to go forward and go full-fledged in it. But yeah, it's going to take your work. You already have the faith, so now it's going to take you putting your faith with your works so that you can see whatever it is that God already told you that he wanted you to do in your life right now. And so, like I said, I'm experiencing that. And of course, when we're walking through something, it's kind of hard to talk about it, but when if we're on the other side of it, of course, we want to say, that was back then. But in the midst of it, and that's why I want to encourage you, I'm in the midst of a transition because I work with private clients. And so here recently, I no longer have that private client. And so the Lord has been telling me, like, you need to do formal stuff so you can get paperwork in order. And I'm just like, Lord, I'm too busy, and I'm in school, I'm doing this. And now that I don't have the client, and I know I'm going to have another one come because the work is there. And now the Lord's like, it's the time for you to get this going. It's time now. So I no longer have an excuse to say, well, I don't have time to do this because I have to do work, because I'm not in school right now. Actually, school's out, and I don't, like I said, don't have the client. So it's just like, now the Lord's like, okay, you don't have an excuse. So now it's just putting your hands to the plow. And I want to encourage you to do the same thing. Whatever it is that you feel like the Lord has taken away from you, it's only to push you forward into what he's already told you that you should be doing. So now is the time. Of course, we can go and get distracted and do something else, because I was thinking, oh, I can go and just, maybe work somewhere else. But the Lord's like, well, I hadn't called you to do that. I'm wanting you to do this. And so we get caught up in, of course, of course, we have to make money, but we get caught up in just like doing what's comfortable. And the Lord is shifting. He's like, no, we got to get in the midst of uncomfortable. We have to get unmissed in this so that we trust Him and we know that I'm like, y'all, He's faithful. And so I'm just wanting to encourage you as I'm encouraging myself, because I know it's going to be a walk, it's going to be a path, but I trust God and I want to encourage you to do the same. So thank you so much for watching. Like I always say, sa cambio que quieres ver en otros. Until next time. Bye.